Welcome to part 5 of the Module 10 exam review. I'm going to see what we can multiply just straight out here. I might have to move around what we're going to do. It's multiplication now. So when we're multiplying these two monomials here, we multiply the numbers, the negative 5 and the 6. That gives us negative 30. And we have x to the 5th, x to the 5th. So we're multiplying two things with like basis. We add the exponents, x to the 10th. So that's what we have there. When we multiply these, we have negative 1/5 times negative 1/6. We're multiplying fractions. We multiply straight across. That's going to be a positive 1/30th. And then our x to the 6th times x to the 4th, multiplying like bases. So that's going to be x to the 10th. So adding those. Here, when we're multiplying these three monomials, no big deal. We just multiply the numbers. So we have 8 times negative 8 times 7 is going to be negative 448. And then multiplying these x's, since they all have a base of x, x to the 4th times x to the 6th times x squared, we add the exponents. That's going to be an x to the 12th. So now a monomial times this trinomial, we're just going to distribute in here, here, and here. So we'll do this. So first we have our 10x to the 7th times negative 12x to the 6th. Multiply the numbers. Negative 120th, x to the 7th times x to the 6th, x to the 13th by adding those exponents together. Our 10x to the 7th times our 8x to the 4th is going to be 80x to the x to the 7th times x to the 4th, add them up, x to the 11th. And then negative 9 times our 10 is negative 90, and we have an x to the 7th right there. So same thing in this next one. We're distributing this in. Negative 4 times 12 is negative 48. X to the 3rd times x to the 6th is x to the 9th. Adding this up. And then the distribution, the second one, negative 4 x to the 3rd times 10x to the 4th is negative 40 x to the 7th. Now, on these next ones, we can use box, we can use FOIL. Just for constraints of space, I'm going to FOIL this first one, then we'll do some box for the rest. So here, FOIL, we have 4x times 4x, that's 16x squared. Then the outside, we have the 4x times 7, which is going to be 28x. The inside, we have negative 7 times 4x, negative 28x. And then negative 7 times 2 is negative 49. These 28x's cancel, and that's because these are multiplicative conjugates. So what ends up happening is we have 16x squared minus 49. So here on this next one, you'll notice that we have a trinomial times a binomial, so I'm going to move this over and just go ahead and do a couple of these just in boxes, and we'll move this down so we have a little bit of space, so we'll see how it goes on. So here, trinomial, binomial, we'll do this. I'll put the x and the 5 on this side. We'll put an x squared on a negative x in our 7 here. So here we have an x cubed, negative x squared, 7x, down here, 5x squared, negative 5x, and 35. So combine all the terms, we got an x cubed. Now we have our negative x squared plus 5x squared, so we have plus 4x squared. Our negative 5x's plus 7x, so plus 2x, and then plus 35. So that's that in descending order. Here we have a trinomial times a trinomial, so let's see, can we move this over here? Well, I guess we'll do this back over here as well. So trinomial times trinomial, it looks like we're going to need a 3 by 3 box. So what do we got? 2x squared. 2x and a 5, and then 2x squared, excuse me, just x squared, minus 4x, that's minus, and then minus 5. So here it looks like we're going to have 2x to the 4th, negative 8x to the 3rd, and then here, excuse me, we're going to have negative 10x squared. Down 2x cubes, minus 8x squared, minus 10x. Then here we have 5x squared, minus 20x, minus 25. So here, pulling off like terms, we have 2x to the 4th. 2x squared minus 8x is going to be minus 6x cubed, excuse me. Then we have our x squared. So we have 5x squared minus 8x minus 10 is negative 13x squared. It looks like we have a negative 20x minus 10, so negative 30x, then minus 25. So that's that one there. Now, this next one, we just have a binomial times something with 4 terms. I guess I'll pull this over here and see if we can't do it in a box over here, and then round out the next couple. So here, binomial times something that's 4 terms. Okay, so we have 2y and 4. We have 5y cubed, negative 5y squared, negative 3y, and negative 5. So in here, 2y times, so we're going to have a 10y to the 4th. Here, we have a negative 10y to the 3rd. Here, we're going to have a negative 6y squared, and then here, we're going to have a negative 10y. Moving down, looks like we're going to have a 20y to the 3rd, a negative 20y to the 2nd, a negative 12y, and then a negative 20. So pulling up the like terms, it looks like we have a 10y to the 4th, 20y cubed minus 10y cubed is plus 10y cubed. Negative 20 minus 6 is negative 26y squared, negative 22y, and then minus 20. So that's that polynomial right there. Now, the next one is really just this. Remember when we have something squared, it's 2 of those things. So this is w minus 11 times w minus 11. So I'm going to FOIL this out. W times w is w squared. W times 11 is minus 11w inside, minus 11w. And then last, negative 11 times negative 11 is plus 121. So we have w squared minus 22w's plus 121. And then same thing for the next one. That thing squared is really 2 minus 4x to the 4th times 2 minus 4x to the 4th. Our 2 times 2 is 4, so that's our first. Our outside, negative 8x to the 4th. Inside, negative 8x to the 4th. And last, negative 4x to the 4th times negative 4x to the 4th is positive 16x to the 8th. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Negative 16x to the 8th, combined like terms. 4 minus 16x to the 4th plus 16x to the 8th. We could write it like that, or I generally like in descending order. 16x to the 8th minus 16 x to the 4th plus 4. Okay. Now to find the total area of all shaded rectangles. This is really just the box multiplication. 4x times 4x is 16x squared. Here, 7 times our 4x is 28x. Down here, we have 28x. And then last, we have 49. Add these pieces up. 16x squared plus a 56x plus 49. And then the last two, evaluating polynomials. We'll do this first one here. Now we're just plugging these values in. So we have yz, so y is 3, z is 4, so 3 times 4 plus xy, x is 2, y is 3, minus z, 4. So what we have is a 12 plus 6 minus 4. Add those up, and we're going to get 14. Second one here, plugging stuff in. X squared, we have a 2 squared plus a 3 squared minus a 4 squared. So we have 4 plus 9 minus 16. So this is going to be negative 3. So that's the multiplication, some box stuff, and evaluating polynomials with several variables. All right, see you next time.